Welcome back to the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. We are your hosts, Clint and James. And as we approach everyone's favorite time of year, Clint, I know it's personally your favorite time of year, as we've discussed here already. Let me just hear how you're feeling as we plow straight forward directly into the hellscape that is the 2022 Christmas season.
Well, James, I'm really feeling the Christmas spirit this year.
Yeah.
We put up the tree in the house today.
Oh.
Yeah. And then realized, oh shit, we don't have any presents to put under it.
Bummer.
So yeah.
Bummer.
So now let the fuck fest begin.
Yeah, exactly.
So gift cards for everybody.
Yeah, it's time to remember the real meaning of Christmas, commercialism.
Absolutely. Well, and once you did, I'm a veteran of several Black Fridays at the largest shopping mall in the state of Tennessee.
In the Middle Tennessee State area, yeah.
Once you go through a few of those, you really just
changes you. Yeah,
you learn to embrace the holidays and just really see the good in people, right?
That's definitely where you developed your love for Jack Skellington.
Yeah, there weren't any shootings or stabbings or people didn't get hit by cars and
barely any tramplings.
They need those BOGO tees, buddy. That's one for me and a half off one for you.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, Clint.
Shout out retail workers. Stay strong.
You're doing the fucking Lord's work.
Don't let the bastards get you down. But yeah, man, it's the holiday time is here. It doesn't feel like it this year. Like I feel like everybody.
What do you mean it doesn't feel like it this year?
I feel like everyone's just fucking exhausted and like not really getting into it. Like, cause you know what I'm saying? Usually you'll see like at this time of year, you'll start seeing people with like lights up and doing stuff. And like, I'm not seeing a bunch of that. Like even like my wife runs a store and she's like, she's like, we didn't decorate for Christmas stuff. We like put a bunch of stuff out to sell, but like, we're not decorating. We're not listening to Christmas music. Like, I think everyone's just fucking over it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's definitely been, at least for the past couple of years, a collective vibe of fuck it. I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it until you said it, but yeah, I guess I'd agree with you. This year, I see like a lot less general enthusiasm. Same thing, even about Thanksgiving. I don't know. It just
and it's I think
strange.
Just like being bombarded with like commercials and just like, just because I guess the way the economy is, I don't know if you've been to the store lately and bought some shit, but it's very expensive and everybody's having issues. So I don't know if it's like a culmination of the last couple years and everybody, it is not going to work and having that uncertainty. And then all of a sudden, like this year, it seemed like, okay, everything's back. Let's fucking go. But then everything's still all messed up. So it's it's constant ads everywhere I go. Like I've been trying to like be good about just putting my phone down and not turning on anything and just like doing a thing for a couple hours. So that's why I didn't text you back the other day.
Oh, really? Is that the reason? I thought it was the unsolicited nudes that I sent you.
Yeah. No, it's because I was baking Christmas cookies.
Oh shit.
It does seem like there's like less of that.
Wait. Were you seriously baking Christmas cookies?
No.
Oh, fucking bastard. I should. Really? You should. That's like the one I mean, it doesn't really even need to be Christmas for you to bake some fucking cookies, but that's like the one.
But like the Pillsbury ones with the little trees on them, like you can only get those this time of year.
Exactly, and you don't even have to try. Like you basically just literally throw them in the oven. You don't have to do anything. The fucking elves did it for you. The elves did it for you, Clint.
Wait, the elves or the Pillsbury Doughboy?
What? Who the fuck cares? Merry Christmas, okay? That's all that matters. Make the cookies.
Do you not believe in the Pillsbury Doughboy? Am I too old to believe in the Pillsbury Doughboy?
Oh God.
But yeah, there's
when okay here wait. When did you realize Santa was a fucking lie?
Oh, bro, this was a rough. I actually saw my mom putting like a bike under the tree at like, some time in the morning, like whatever,
Yeah.
midnight or something. So I was probably I was in like second grade, I think,
Yeah.
which is like normal because I was like that you're eight or
Yeah.
nine, and maybe. And I just heard some commotion and I was like, "Ooh, okay, Santa." Peeked down the stairs, saw my mom rolling a bike next to the Christmas tree, and I was like, something ain't right here. But I was just stoked to get the bike. I didn't even say anything. Like, to be
Yeah.
honest, it's like right when I got that bike, I was like, now I can rule the neighborhood. Um,
This
I'm
is my
Santa's
ticket
little
out of
helper.
here, motherfuckers.
Yeah, straight up. So yeah, I didn't even say anything. So that was that. And then I think like my mom tried to keep it up for a while because she's a festive person.
Sure.
Like, and then finally, like one day, it was like a couple years later, and I was like, yeah, like
Mom, I know Santa's not real. Yeah.
She's like, what do you mean? I was like, come on.
My innocence died so long ago.
My innocence died with my second stepfather, Mom. I don't believe in childish things. Just give me a bike so I can get away. What about you? When did you learn? Did your parents celebrate Christmas, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, my dad loves Christmas. Dude, he loves Christmas. This year is like the first year where they haven't really gone full hog on it. And it's good because they don't need to. Like they went over the top. He like big fucking actual tree, keeping it watered, keeping the cats out of it so they're not licking it or whatever, drinking the water. They're super into it for sure. But I don't know, it was probably something similar. Like I saw my parents with something that I later opened that was from Santa. Right. I can't remember exactly what it is. I saw them bringing it in, or I saw it in their closet or something, and I was like, I remember opening it and it was from Santa and just it clicking. But you knew, right? You knew,
right? Wait, did your parents do that shit too, where they would like lead you to believe it would be like something cool, and then it was like said from Santa, and then it was like just some bullshit that like every child hates?
Well, I mean, I think there's at least a couple gifts every year that are just like socks or batteries. Like my parents would always give me batteries, even though being older now, I'm super fucking happy. I always have batteries.
I want socks. I want socks. And when I run out of batteries,
give me that shit. I
gotta go to Walgreens.
But when I was younger, just it was it didn't make as much sense for me at that point.
Bro, I've just been deceived on Christmas so many times. To paint a picture, you and me were probably very similar when we were like 14 years old. My interests at 14 were like isolationism and like Slipknot and like Hit Parader magazine. So all I wanted to do was like listen to new metal and like Slipknot and like
skateboard. Were you skateboarding then? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like skateboarding. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was just doing my thing. So you would lead it to believe that if the gift says from Santa, that it's going to be something that you want.
Right.
So, and I'd feel it'd be like a shirt. I'd be like, oh, cool. I bet it's like a Slipknot shirt or something. And I'd be so stoked. And then I'd open it up and it's like a collared shirt. And she's like, and you can wear it when we go see your grandma. And I was like, God damn it. Like, I want to wear the Don't Ever Judge Me Slipknot shirt to go see grandma.
God damn it.
But no. And she like, she kept it up until I was like, like at this point in my life, like they don't really give me presents anymore. They're just like, hey, here's a gift card.
I mean, we don't need them. We don't need them.
But like until I was even like 20 or something, she would like send like a thing and she'd be like from Santa. And like by that point I was already like, all right, this is going to be fucking lame. Sure enough. Oh, what do you know? It's fucking lame. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to seem ungrateful. Like, but,
that's sure what you sound like. I'm just saying from the objective.
But when your mom, when you know your parents like just like they shop year round for Christmas and they just hit like sales at like TJ Maxx for like stuff that like it's been so marked down, and she literally just has a closet of like stuff, and then she'll just like grab it for people around that time. She's like, oh, it's like November.
It's called the gift pile. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like it's like, when have you ever seen me in a salmon colored button up shirt? And she's like, I thought you'd like this, and I'm like, no, you didn't. There's no way that you thought I would like this. You were just like, oh shit, here we go.
No, she would like it. She would like it.
Oh, of course. Also, thanks for all the presents, Mom.
Yeah, exactly. You should have fucking worn it. You should have just fucking worn it. Just
Bro,
one time. Just
you don't think
one
I wore it
fucking
for the one
time.
picture? You don't think I wore it for one picture? Of course I did. And then it sat in the closet, and then I gave it to, Goodwill or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Mom, if you're listening, I need socks. So
yeah, now it's important. Now we need the socks and the batteries. I need to put the batteries in the socks to create a very, makeshift weapon just in case I need to use it.
I bet there are like Bluetooth socks at this point that you could probably,
Yeah, I mean there have to be.
like you could turn on like the heat from your phone or something.
Yeah, totally. Why not?
Why
not? The gloves. What?
I was gonna say, let's have science just take over Christmas. Modern advances.
I mean, it kind of is, every year. What is the new hot tech thing that's going to be the big seller that everyone's going to fucking punch each other in the face?
What is it?
I don't know. It's, I don't know, an iPhone.
VR.
Maybe an Oculus or something. I don't know. But, I've just always I've always kind of been like, whatever. I get the sentiment, right? I get that it's an honored tradition, the origins of which we can debate here shortly.
Oh, I mean, the country literally shuts down and revolves a quarter.
Well, I mean, dude, it's not just the country, like other chunks of the world, all of the Christian world. But regardless, I've just always had the big fucking the problem for Christmas with me is like how commercial and like crammed down our throat the purpose of Christmas. It's like consume on meth. I don't know. It's always like made me sick. I hate fucking Christmas commercials. I hate being bombarded with the same 8 seconds of the same 8 Christmas songs. I hate, I don't even care that people start setting up for Christmas early. It's just like, I don't know. Even as a kid, I was like, what's the fucking point? What's the point? Like, why do we have to be nice to each other during this one time of year? Why not? Why can't we just do that at all points in the year? And then I'd always be like, and why are people dying to get presents? Literally dying. What is that part of the like what is the important thing? Is it friends and family, or is it whoever dies with the most fucking toys? I don't know. But I've just I don't know. For me, it's Christmas is about the vibes, dude. The vibes, man. It's vibes. It's not about the presents. Fuck the presents. Presents are irrelevant, man. It's about spending it with the people that you want to spend it with, man.
Just hanging with the bros, smoking Christmas trees, drinking eggnog.
It's so piney, dude. Okay. I briefly touched on this, but I want to kind of come back to it. The origins of this holiday. There's a lot of things. If you start picking apart the story, there's a lot of things that don't add up. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get that's what it's supposed to represent. Yeah, I get that.
3 really smart guys walked across the desert, brought him gifts.
Yep. Frankincense and myrrh.
Frankenstein and murder. Yeah.
Yeah. Frankenstein and murder. Right. They were zombies too. They were zombies. Yeah. I know that this is a thing that people have said, and I want to see if I want to try a little experiment here. I've pulled up a few wildly different perspective articles on possible pagan traditions or origins of Christmas traditions. And I just want to read through them. And I want to take special note of the particular source that we're reading and how ridiculous that specific article is in comparison to the other ones. Because like I picked, a couple out of the top 10, and I tried to go with the most reasonable source, but this is an unreasonable subject. And I'm sure there's a lot of free floating misinformation out there about it.
You know, many pagans that we could just ask?
I don't think I know any practicing pagans.
You really got to get out more.
Yeah, I really do. Okay, so this first one, I'm gonna pull it up here. The first one I pulled up is I figure like let's start with stupid, right? Like let's start with dumb, and see where we go from there.
I have a feeling everything about this is going to be dumb, but so start wherever you want.
All right, so here's our first magical
History.com.
Yeah, right. So immediately we know it cannot be trusted. But let's just scroll down here. I don't know where this is going. Like this could honestly be a hilarious, like very toe the fucking line history of Christmas, the origins of Christmas. But it could also be like, but the origins of Christmas actually might be from aliens. Ooh,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it might turn into that here.
It could take a hard left turn into like Nazi alien beliefs or something on the history.
No, seriously, like so
World War II.
Buckle up, Buttercup, because here we go. You know what I mean? All right. I'm just going to skim through this and we'll decide what's worth continuing on or not. Christmas is celebrated on December 25th and is both a sacred religious holiday and a worldwide cultural and commercial phenomenon. God damn it. This is, okay, this right here is my problem. This is my problem. Worldwide cultural and commercial phenomenon. That's my, like, is that what Christ wanted Christmas to be? Is that what those three fucking wise men trudged all the way through the desert for?
It's my birthday week.
It's for, yeah, exactly. For tickle me fucking Elmo, Jesus Christ. For 2 millennia, people around the world have been observing it with traditions and practices that are both religious and secular in nature. Christians celebrate Christmas Day as the anniversary of the birth of Jesus Christ, birth of Jesus of Nazareth, a spiritual leader whose teachings form the basis of their religion. Popular customs include exchanging gifts, decorating Christmas trees, attending church, sharing meals with family and friends, and of course, waiting for Santa Claus to arrive. December 25th, Christmas Day, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1870. That's all pretty fucking reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that seems like pretty cut and dry. No History Channel spin there. How did Christmas start? Now, here's where it might get interesting. The middle of the winter has long been a time of celebration around the world. Centuries before the arrival of the man called Jesus, early Europeans celebrated light and birth in the darkest days of winter. Many peoples rejoiced during the winter solstice, when the worst of the winter was behind them and they could look forward to longer days and extended hours of sunlight. In Scandinavia, the Norse celebrated Yule from December 21st. Makes total sense. The winter solstice. Through January, in recognition of the return of the sun, fathers and sons would bring home large logs, which they would set on fire. The people would feast until the log burned out, which could take as many as 12 days. The Norse believed that each spark from the fire represented a new pig or calf that would be born during the coming year. Interesting. Okay.
And that's the Yule log.
Okay, Yule log. All right, December 21st, solstice. Okay. Does that mean Jesus was actually born, or is that just, is that more like a solar thing? I don't know. I don't know what they're getting at there specifically, but they're drawing that connection. Okay. The end of December was a perfect time for celebration in most areas of Europe. At that time of year, most cattle were slaughtered so they would not have to be fed during the winter. Brilliant. For many, it was the only time of year they had a supply of fresh meat. In addition, most wine and beer made during the year was finally fermented and ready for drinking. Merry fucking Christmas. In Germany, people honored the pagan god Odin during the midwinter holiday. Germans were terrified of Odin as they believed he made nocturnal flights through the sky to observe his people and then decide who would prosper or perish. Because of his presence, many people chose to stay inside. Interesting. Saturnalia and Christmas. What'd you say?
I said I would also stay inside in the winter because it's cold. But
yeah, I mean, especially back then, you're living in like a log hut at best.
Yeah.
In Rome, where winters were not as harsh as those in the far north, Saturnalia, a holiday in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture, was celebrated. Beginning in the week leading up to the winter solstice and continuing for a full month, Saturnalia was a hedonistic time. All right, when food and drink were plentiful and the normal Roman social order was turned upside down. For a month, enslaved people were given temporary freedom and treated as equals. Business and schools were closed so that everyone could participate in the holiday festivities. See, that sounds like fun.
I don't know if I believe that.
Why don't we do that? What do you mean? What do you mean you don't believe that?
They're just like, oh wait, like you're slave or low class. You're cool, and then but hey, on the first of the month, it's back to it, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe.
Drink up, buddy, because you're getting back to work.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, here we go. Is Christmas really the day Jesus was born? In the early years of Christianity, Easter was the main holiday. The birth of Jesus was not celebrated. In the 4th century, church officials decided to institute the birth of Jesus as a holiday. Unfortunately, the Bible does not mention date for his birth, a fact Puritans later pointed out in order to deny the legitimacy of the celebration, although some evidence suggests that his birth may have occurred in the spring. Why would shepherds be herding in the middle of winter? Exactly. Pope Julius I chose December 25th. It is commonly believed that the church chose this date in an effort to adopt and absorb the traditions of the pagan Saturnalia festival, first called the Feast of the Nativity. The custom spread to Egypt by 432 and to England by the end of the 6th century. So there we go.
There it is.
By holding Christmas at the same time as traditional winter solstice festivals, church leaders increased the chances that Christmas would be popularly embraced, but gave up the ability to dictate how it was celebrated. When Christmas was canceled? Fucking pilgrims? God,
they canceled Christmas?
God, what? Fucking pilgrims. Not in my America. This all seems pretty alienless. I'm okay with that, Yeah,
I mean, except for the fact that Jesus might have been an alien. They don't go into that on this article.
They don't go into that on this article, though. Here we go. The legend of Santa Claus can be traced back to a monk named Saint Nicholas, who was born in Turkey around 280 AD. Saint Nicholas gave away all of his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside, helping the poor and sick, becoming known as the protector of children and sailors. St. Nicholas first entered American popular culture in the late 18th century in New York, when Dutch families gathered to honor the anniversary of the death of St. Nicolaas. Dutch for St. Nicholas. No way. Or Sinterklaas for short. Santa Claus draws his name from this abbreviation. Okay, and I don't really care about Christmas facts. Okay, cool. That actually wasn't that crazy. And that kind of answered our question, at least from History Channel's perspective. So let's go to the next one. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
This one's from historycollection.com, and it has this sick fucking album artwork right here, dude. It's like fucking sick, dude.
That is actually pretty dope.
It's pretty sick, dude. I'm Jesus Christ. Fuck yeah. He's pouring. Look, dude. He's pouring that fucking thick ass glass of wine. Fucking party.
That's Alizé.
Oh yeah, he's going to the top tonight. Okay, so this is 16 pagan Christmas traditions that people mistakenly credit to Christianity. So I don't know what the bend here is going to be like. What's the sell? I don't know what the history collection stands for, but I'm sure we're going to find out.
Well, whoever the editor was clearly likes black metal, because
it's sick as fuck. Yeah. Okay, it's super fucking. It's a sick album cover. Like that is going to be a cool record just based on the album cover. But I'm going to say that this one is trying to discredit the claims that people think pagan traditions are the modern traditions that we practice are from pagan origins. Okay. Here we go. Christmas is a midwinter festival celebrated on December 25th that is dedicated to the birth of Jesus Christ. Those who mark it celebrate in a variety of ways. Some attend services at church, the traditional services that initially gave the festival its name, Christ's Mass. Even those who do not believe in Christ enjoy the attendant festivities, celebrated with family and friends, as well as putting up decorations, lighting candles, holding parties, eating and drinking, and giving and receiving gifts. Many of these Christmas traditions seem puzzling when compared to the central message of the Christian Christmas, yes, for they either appear entirely irrelevant to it or else forced to fit. The reason for this is that many Christmas practices are much older than Christ's Mass itself, dating back to much older religious traditions and gods. Some of these traditions can be easily traced back to their origins, while the exact roots of others have become lost in time. Here are just 16 of the pagan traditions of Christmas. Oh, maybe I was completely wrong. All right, the 12 days of Christmas originates from the numerous pagan festivities once celebrated around midwinter. Nowadays, the 12 days of Christmas aren't kept so carefully as they once were, although people recall them through the famous song, The 12 Days of Christmas. However, in the Middle Ages, it was commonplace for workers to down tools and relax and celebrate Christ's birth with masses and revels stretched over almost 2 weeks. The Council of Tours established the 12 days in 567 AD when they announced that the period between Christ's nativity on December 25th and Epiphany on January 6th should be part of the Christ Mass celebrations. Why was the period so long when Christ's birth related to only one day? The reason was simple. The Roman calendar from mid-December to early January was jam-packed with midwinter festivals. Most famous of all was the Saturnalia, which started on December 17th and by the imperial period lasted for a week. The Brumalia marked the winter solstice on December 21st, and celebrations carried on into January, with January 7th dedicated to Janus. Hey! The god of beginnings and endings. Many people continued to celebrate these pagan festivals as the Christian era began, so the church felt it was necessary to Christianize the festivities by absorbing them into Christmas traditions. Interesting. Basically what the other one said. Okay. Yeah, Christmas feasting and overindulgence was a hangover from pagan midwinter celebrations.
So,
I feel like
so for all these, maybe let's like read the headline and then we'll just kind of go from there. Unless
sure.
you feel like it's like interesting enough to check it out.
No,
But
definitely. Yeah, I definitely feel the same way. This one
Christmas-
seems like
Christmas feasting and overindulgence was a hangover from pagan midwinter celebrations.
Yeah.
That's a good use of the word hangover and then not the traditional sense.
Yeah, right. Right. Well, I mean, maybe it was a little bit of play on words because these motherfuckers were getting drunk. They were getting drunk. They probably couldn't even drink the water. The only liquid they had to drink was alcohol. And this was like their fucking reason to go to the limit,
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but that's, we've read that a couple times. That makes sense. The original Christmas carols were not Christian hymns. They were pagan seasonal songs to drive away evil. Interesting. Yeah, again, it all makes sense. If the church absorbed all of these practices that long ago and just fold them in, they're now just a part of the process. Decking the halls with greenery was a sign of life during the dead of winter. Very cute.
Well, yeah, that's just having flowers up.
And how ironic is it now that, well, I mean, I guess not anymore because a lot of people use synthetic shit, but it's hilarious. That's like, oh, it's the holiday season. Let's go chop up a bunch of trees so I can hang garland on my door.
Mm-hmm.
so I can dress up my house to look a little more lively. It's a little bit ironic, a little bit self-serving. Okay, Christmas trees were an extension of this tradition of life amidst the death of winter. I feel like that's kind of the same thing. Christmas wreaths are another form of Christmas greenery that celebrates the wheel of life. All right,
cool.
Kind of the same shit. Yeah,
all about these plants.
Yep, really all about. Was this fucking botanist's website, like the history collection? Holly was the symbol of the pagan king of winter, not the blood of Christ. Okay, well, tight. Game of Thrones, cool. That's awesome. All right. Ivy was the partnership plant of holly. However, it was the symbol of death, not life. Metal.
Yeah. Also, why are these all plant-based?
I don't. This has got to be like a botanist's website. Yeah, mistletoe was an ancient symbol of peace, reconciliation, and love. Oh my fucking God. The Yule log was lit to celebrate the rebirth of the sun and to keep fires burning while people partied. Yeah. Candles were lit to imitate the sun and ward off evil.
Candles were lit every night when you didn't have electricity.
The giving of gifts at Christmas has nothing to do with the three wise men. Do we want to break into that a little bit, or?
Maybe that second paragraph there.
I mean, I guess I never even equated the idea of giving gifts to the three wise men.
I didn't either, I guess.
Yeah, it's not even something I ever thought about, that them, like, they were the first person to ever bring a gift.
Yeah.
Like, no, they're not the first person to bring a gift. I think everyone knows if you're going to fucking, in the middle of winter, if you're going to break into someone's house when they're giving birth and you don't have a gift, you're a fucking asshole. I mean,
yeah,
you're an asshole. I don't know where I'm going with this, but fuck those three wise men if they were going to do that. Was that
the first baby shower?
It might be. No, it couldn't have been, because I'm sure at some point when some like other king or other, asshole was born, they had a whole festival about it. I don't know about that. He's not the first person to get a gift, all right? He's Jesus Christ, all right? He doesn't also have to be the first person ever to receive a gift. Enough of that. We're done with that. The Lord of Misrule was a popular figure in the Middle Ages. However, he was a blatant hangover from Saturnalia. The Lord of Misrule? What the fuck is this?
I don't know, but I'm into that.
Okay, let's. During the Middle Ages, the Lord of Misrule was the king of Christmas. Whether in a manor house or the royal court, the Lord of Misrule dictated all feasts. Oh, this was like an actual person.
Yeah.
Dances, masquerades, and processions of mummers and musicians. Throughout the festivities, he sat crowned at the head of the table where he received the mock homage of his fellow revelers. Although people sometimes referred to the Lord as the Abbot of Misrule, no one pretended he was part of the Christian traditions of Christmas, for the Lord of Misrule was a blatant leftover from the Roman feast of Saturnalia. A principal part of the Saturnalia festivities was the overturning of the social norm. Men dressed as women and vice versa. Slaves also received the holiday and swapped places with their owners, who waited on them for the day. One of the salves of each household was appointed the Lord of the Feast. The Lord of the Feast acted as a personification of Saturn, and as such was responsible for ensuring that everyone ate and drank too much and behaved foolishly. Great, this sounds so fun. For one day, Rome went back to a golden age of idleness and plenty. It was a custom that was so deeply rooted that Christian Christmas had to absorb it. I'm not going to lie. That sounds way cooler than Christmas.
Totally.
It sounds like we took some of it, but we took like the boring shit, and we need to bring back the other shit.
Yeah, the Lord of Misrule.
Yeah, the Lord of Misrule is also a sick fucking band name. Trademark, copyright. Father Christmas, or Santa Claus, started life as a pagan god. Sick, dude. This is fucking Santa Claus right here. He's death metal Santa.
Yeah, that's my Santa.
Yeah,
that's the Santa that I voted for.
His army of elves are gonna fucking make you. He's build him a toy army that's gonna destroy all non-believers of Christmas.
Dude, he's just super wasted on wine, and he's just like, fuck it, I don't need any of this shit. I don't need any of this stuff. Here, take this stuff.
It's amazing. Let's see what this stupid thing says. I'm really pissed that like 75% of this is fucking plants. It was really plant-based. This is like the most vegan fucking article I've ever read about pagan Christmas traditions.
Yeah.
Father Christmas, or Santa Claus, started life as a pagan god. Next to Jesus Christ, Father Christmas takes center stage of the Christmas celebrations. Today he's celebrated as a central gift giver, but in times gone by he was a distillation of the spirit of Christmas. Christmas tradition gives the original Father Christmas a saintly origin. He is Saint Nicholas, a benign and kindly Christian saint who in the 4th century was the Bishop of Myra in modern Turkey. As bishop, Nicholas gave out gifts to the poor and needy. This charitable act was recalled by the giving of gifts on December 6th, St. Nicholas Day. The church commemorated the bishop with the medieval custom of the boy bishop who was elected to reign over Christmas until December 28th. However, there are plenty of pagan candidates for the original Father Christmas. The figure of Saturn himself is one, as is the god Odin, who is reputed to drive a sleigh drawn by reindeers. Well then, the tradition of leaving mince pies and a glass of milk for Santa Claus also has its roots in the Scandinavian customs of making sacrifices to mark the coming of spring. Bro, all those kids leaving cookies and milk, they're fucking they're sacrificing shit, dude. They're sacrificing those cookies.
Sick.
Sacrificing those cookies on a fucking, and let them rain in milk. That's so fucking metal, dude. Some of the other candidates are females, such as La Befana, the kindly Italian witch who delivered presents by broomstick, or Frau Holly, who gave women's gifts at the winter solstice. Any or all of these pagan characters influence the image of Father Christmas we have today. That's fucking hilarious. New Year celebrations were so pagan that the Council of Tours banned them. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory and also righteous. Fucking righteous party, dude. All right, here we go. Christmas Day was the date of the rebirth of the sun before it was the birthday of the sun god.
Son of God.
Here's where they come to ruin all the fun. You know what I mean?
So,
okay.
So, get this off the screen. let's pick
sure.
let's pick apart some of this.
We got two more, but we can pick these two apart.
But I mean, so
I want you to unpack a little bit for me, buddy.
Just mainly looking into it, it looks like, I mean, just like from a high level view, it just looks like that all of these traditions have been happening since, whatever, all throughout history, like pre AD, BC days, let's call it.
Yeah.
So
BC days, right? Yeah.
But the interesting thing that you said in there was that the church adopted them in order to Christianize them because they realized that people were still going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
So they were able to just take that, erase that culture that was there before, and obviously we all know about the Crusades and all of this other shit and, missions to spread the word of the Christian God, right? So not only that, but they were erasing the culture of those areas by adopting him into Christianity and then selling it back to people as like, oh no, this is what we do. This is just what we do. It's all about Jesus. It's like, no, it's all about, it seems to be all about the sun and the harvest and the actual, that's the roots of it all, right?
Yeah. I think there's enough undeniable evidence to suggest that the metaphor of Christ's death and rebirth are both planetary movements, the signaling of when to harvest and plant your fucking crops.
Right.
Life and death, like the life dies in the winter and it is reborn in the spring. There's obviously a connection between the correlation of those two solstices and their dates and their proximity to both Easter and Christ's birth.
Yeah.
They just folded. That's how you get the commoners to join your religion. You fold in the fucking commoners' practices. You make it appealing to the commoners and they'll all join up. And it's they did erase the history, but I guess the history is so deep that you can only erase so much. Again, even now we can kind of pick apart the origins of where these things came from, and there's no debate. Christianity was just fucking brutal in its pursuit to be the one and only religion on planet Earth.
Yeah, and if all of this is based off of I don't know if it would be the right word, agrarian society, like agriculture based, right? I mean, that's not the exact right word for it, but if everything is based off of this harvest and the food, because everybody was growing their own food back then for the most part, except in like more advanced cities where people were trading and stuff, but that was still a big big part of it, right?
Yeah.
We don't, I mean, obviously, we in America, we touched it a little bit on the food industry stuff, but like nobody's a farmer anymore. There's like,
No.
I would say less than 2% of Americans are farmers or ranchers. Would
Yeah.
you agree with me? Like less than 2% for sure.
I mean, I'm sure we could look that statistic up right the fuck now, but yeah,
So,
it's a relatively low percentage.
so
Yeah.
this has all just evolved into just a commercial like time of year. That's literally all it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe at some point, I mean, even the pagan traditions, like those were the we're not just talking about Christmas there, or the traditions that become a part of Christmas. All of the pagan traditions, they're nature based. They're focused on the nature. They're focused on the like the oneness, the connectivity between all of the things, right? That was the last time that there was any type of greater connection or meaning to Christmas. Like really, honestly, like even by the 1800s, the concept of Christmas has been so homogenized and so commercialized at that point that gift giving was a part of the thing, in the 1800s. By the time it gets to us, we're talking about an annual $1 billion enterprise that is just being crammed down our fucking throats. It's been
we
like,
grew up in the 90s when there was just like no rules for kids TV commercials.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That was like every year that was guaranteed billions of dollars. That's why I was always so disconnected with it, because I'm like, I understand that there's a meaning behind this. Everyone keeps talking about the meaning, but I don't see anybody embodying the meaning that they talk about. All I see is people just really concerned about fucking presents and I don't know, again, just the material shit. It was so crammed down our throats. It disgusted me for a while, honestly. I don't even call it Christmas all the time. Most of the time I call it Xmas, because whatever it was supposed to represent died so long ago that no one alive right now ever experienced it. It's just a fucking mechanism for consumption. That's all it is.
Yeah, and truly like destroying that human connection with the actual earth.
Yeah. That's and that's when you talk about destroying the history, that's you're totally right. That's what they destroy. They destroy the connection between its origins was. Let's take this time to celebrate the bounty of our environment by giving back to the environment, sacrificing or leaving offerings to the gods to like that is a concept of giving a gift, but it was not commercial in the sense. It was like in a sense of honor, and I don't know, like that is the last period of time where like the meaning of Christmas, the spirit of Christmas, that's really where it died. It's really, really, really so it's a joke now. It's a fucking joke now. It is a joke now.
It's been a joke. I don't know.
It has, but that's what I'm saying. I haven't been able to take it seriously in so long. I enjoy it. Like, it's whatever. It's a day off. I'm going to spend it with the people I want to spend it with. But
for sure. I mean,
that's what I care about.
That's the kind of people we are. We're going to make the best out of a situation and just enjoy it, right? Like, whatever. But like, for people to actually, they put up the kind of mighty veil of like, oh, well, this is, it's about also, I don't associate with that many people that are still like religious and go to church and things like that, but like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you still really believe in that shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like
wait,
in this day where we all get together.
Believe about what? What do you mean?
Just like the birth of Christ and how, and because especially,
going through some of that,
like, they've been doing these traditions since year zero, what I'm saying? So, because it's all just based on the sun and the crops and the harvest, and all of these things, right? And it's clearly not based on all of this, but Christians erased that history and just kind of rewrote it and shoved it down everybody's throats as they were conquering lands and killing people. And now it's, and people are like, oh, it's about Jesus Christ, and he was born of a virgin on this day. So it's crazy. It's
Right.
like, do you actually fucking believe that?
Yes, they
No,
do. They do.
can't.
I'm telling
It's
you.
unfathomable to me.
See, this is what's crazy. There are plenty of Christians who you can sit down and discuss the concept that maybe the stories in the Bible weren't all literal. Maybe some of them metaphorically refer to a greater teaching about the nature of existence on this planet that is universal, regardless of what place and time you exist on the planet, right? There are some Christians who look at Christianity to be that. It's not a thing that I need to recite literally and interpret literally. It's a thing that helps me interact with my world in a better or more passionate or deep way. You know what I mean? Most aren't like that. Most Christians are not like that. Most Christians are literal motherfuckers. They're reading the book and they're thinking that those things literally fucking happened. And there's nothing you can do to stop that or change that. There's no amount of evidence. There's no amount of reasoning or logical thinking you can talk about to get someone who actually believed those. Bro, there's people who believe that the dinosaur bones were put there to test our faith. Like something new emerges and then here's the default. Oh, well, of course God did that to test us. Duh. I don't need to question this or look into it. I know this is a test and I'm going to pass it. It's not a test.
Boycotting Christmas. Who's with me?
No, but see, this is the thing. You don't have to, and this is why, like, I'm not trying to fucking ruin anyone's holiday season. I'm not trying to piss on your holiday cheer. But what I am trying to say is, like, I think it's super important that maybe we shut off the fucking commercials and just, sometimes it's good to just focus on being appreciative of the things you have, not necessarily how many things. And even the concept of giving a gift now, dude, this is how stupid it's so much of a stupid thing.
It's like
now people and everyone experiences a little bit of anxiety about, I have to get gifts for people or they're going to think that I don't care about them. And that the fact that exists at all is worth boycotting Christmas. Like that is the thing that's fucked, is that the commercialism, it's like come completely full circle in the sense that, or maybe 180 in the sense that it's gone so commercial that it's now, there is very little joy in any of it's like the crowds at the stores are crazy, the traffic is fucking crazy,
is miserable.
The prices are ridiculous. There's always like some other added expense or like some other thing that comes up in the holidays that you have to deal with on top of fucking buying all the gifts and buying all the food to make all the shit for the people who are coming over. And like the amount of stress and undue pressure it adds is just so antithetical. That's the part that is nauseating about Christmas to me, because it's supposed to be like this happy, fun, joyous time of year. But I just remember feeling stressed at Christmases, every Christmas,
totally.
Even when I was a kid, just being like, oh my God, there's so much going on. I have to wear this, outfit one night. Yeah, I have to do this another night, and we have to do these things, and I have to do this, and I have to, run around. I don't have much money because I'm a kid still, but I want to get gifts for the people that are important to me. And
I got to go see the weird cousin. Oh wait, what if I am the weird cousin?
Yeah. Oh, now I'm the weird cousin. Oh, damn it. I didn't even know when that happened.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Yeah, the more I do this podcast and talk about these things with you, the more it just reaffirms that I just want to move out to the woods. That's it.
I mean, I don't blame you. This society is fucking sick. It's a sick fucking society. We're fucking sick. We're sick, and it's partly the society, and it's partly our actions in the society, but it's a fucking sick environment, and it infects your brain, and it makes you think that things are one way when actually they're the other. Like even just going back to what we were talking about before, you realize that it's socially acceptable for our parents to fucking gaslight us for the first 10 years of our life about an imaginary fat man coming down the fucking chimney to put presents underneath the tree in our house, whose origins are fucking pagan. You know what I mean?
And I'm supposed to trust you. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. The whole fucking thing's a scam. It's a whole scam. The modern approach to Xmas is a straight up fucking rigged game. No one's winning except for the fucking people who are making Tickle Me Elmos.
Stop lying to the goddamn kids. That's why I'm mad. Like a bunch of us aren't having kids because it's just like, hey man, we're just not gonna lie. Like, but all of my friends who I think are smart, realistic, people I can have deep conversations with, we're all like, no, we're not having kids. Fuck this. So then you're just gonna keep lying. The lies just keep going. When do the lies end?
Yeah, the lie. Well, see, that's the interesting part, Clint, because it's like, when do the lies end? If I'm not participating in the continuation of this thing, I have no say in that.
Yeah.
Right. When do the lies end? I mean, honestly, like the more I think about it, the more I kind of want. I'm pleased by the idea of a little me going around and destroying the minds of other children around him. I'm just pleased. I can just imagine like having my kid grow up and be like, we're not going to be dumb in this household. Santa's not real. I buy the gifts. And you know what? That's okay because I love you and you love me too. That's what Christmas is about. Now you go to school and you tell everyone that Santa isn't real, and tell them that Santa is real, but he's actually a serial killer. And if you didn't behave, he's going to slit your throat in your sleep.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun to me. And we're cutting that off at the head. Dude, I'm telling you, we get these kids young, believing that Santa's going to come down the chimney and slit their throat. They're going to fucking be against Christmas altogether. They won't even give a shit about presents.
You're going to hear the jingle bells and just be like, oh,
yeah, no, seriously. Now it's going to completely change the narrative. And like in 10 or 20 years, it's going to be like a thing where like, oh no, Santa Claus, and everyone like locks their doors and puts steel plates on their windows and like hunkers down. And they just hold on, hug each other, hoping that they don't die. That to me is a better Christmas than the Christmas that we have now.
Yeah. I'm into that. Yeah, it really brings families together. It
brings families together. It's there's no presents, there's no pressure. Like literally, we're all getting used to just being cramped up in the house anyways. We've already been through a pandemic. We'll probably go through a couple more. It'll just be more part of the experience.
Don't worry, kids. The days will be longer from here on out.
See, but you see what I'm saying? Like this like having the kid is the way that you incept the mind of the future. Having the kid destroy the minds of the other children. Really, it's not even destroy their minds. It's disrupt the programming. It's if you can disrupt your programming when you're young, it becomes very easy to sniff out the bullshit in this world, of which there is so much, and of which most people are just completely oblivious to. Like, honestly, people, I have conversations with people all the time and have to explain to them that a commercial, it's just propaganda. It's designed specifically in how long it is, how loud it is, what you're seeing, how you're seeing it presented to you. It's designed to make you go buy, and it does that very well. They've been studying it for a real long time. They're really fucking good at it. But most people don't think that. Most people are looking at the things. Most people don't understand that, like in America, our purpose as a country is to consume. They don't get that. They think that everywhere else in the world is like that.
We're not farmers. We're not producing. Whole lot.
We don't produce anything anymore, really. I mean, really, when you look at it, we don't even produce great minds. So I think the reason that I feel comfortable in saying all this shit is because this is stuff that most Americans are just oblivious to because they don't know anything else. They don't know anything else. And again, is it the society, or is it people's actions in the society? Is it a combination of both? Is it where do you stop that? How do you even compete with that? I don't know. People Clint, you and I, how many fucking conversations have you and I had where we're saying something and someone violently rejects what we're saying? We're not even having a violent conversation. We're just sitting there talking. And someone violently reacts to the idea that we propose because it's so outside of the way that they think. It's a common occurrence.
It hasn't happened lately, but
right.
but
And
yeah,
by design.
yes,
Okay, by design. But in our time alive, this is something we've experienced together individually. People don't like it when you come in and say you're putting up that tree. That comes from a pagan tradition. Christ wasn't really born on this day. You know that, right? They don't like hearing that. And some people get some people have never thought these thoughts. You and I have been thinking these thoughts for so long. So it's easy for us to be like, duh, but other people haven't. Other people have been told a completely other story and they buy into it and they never question it and they didn't bother reading anything else.
Well, yeah, but it's about making that information available to people because you have to be kind of careful about how you do it, right? Because obviously, like we've gotten better at it over the years. Lord knows I have. Like you've probably seen me in social interactions to where I used to almost be like, "Hey, you," and it was very like, this. I mean, people. I don't like to be told what to do. So why is anybody gonna,
100%.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, we both grew out of that, but we also.
I don't know if you're gonna win the war on Christmas.
What?
I don't know if we're going to win the war on Christmas.
We're not. We're not. But all I'm saying is that what was that guy called? What was that motherfucker called?
Unrule. What was it? The Lord of Unrule.
Yeah, I want to. That's the guy that I like. To be completely honest, that's a tradition that got lost that we bring back, bro. Look, okay. All Christians. I will happily celebrate Christmas if you bring back this fucking guy.
We have to find his name again. Lord of Unrule.
The fucking. The Lord of Misrule.
Lord of Misrule.
If we bring back this guy, I won't even complain about Christmas, and I won't tell my child to incept the idea in other child's minds that Santa Claus is actually a serial killer who slits the throats of children who misbehaved in the previous year.
If we bring back the Lord of Misrule, that's, you know what? Let me tell you about the Lord of
Misrule. I'm cool with that.
That's a guy that I want to sit on his lap and tell him what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As he guzzles wine.
Bro, look at this guy. He knows how to party. Don't even fucking pretend.
Look at that outfit.
Dude, he's got a kid who's announcing his arrival. Look at his staff. It's got a fucking jester's head on it.
That's the kid poisoning the minds of the other kid. That's your kid. James.
Oh, nice, dude. Fucking sick, dude. I'm a vampire, bro.
That's your kid walking in a room going, Santa isn't real. And then all the other kids are like, oh!
I heard he slit your throat if you misbehave.
He's a serial killer.
That story made me piss myself.
Yeah. The Lord of Misrule.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we bring back the fucking Lord of Misrule, and you Christians, you can have whatever you want. I won't even complain. You won't hear a goddamn word from me because I'm going to be rocking the fuck out with the Lord of Misrule and his goddamn staff. What was his? There was another name he had. Why can't we find this? It was the Lord of Misrule. Lord of Misrule, King of Christmas, Abbot of Misrule. I thought there was another name. Lord of the Feast. No, that's different. Whatever. Who the fuck cares? The offer stands, and if you don't accept my terms by 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the deal is off forever, and I forever vow to make many children who will incept the minds of many children at an exponential rate, and do my most to disrupt the order. It's just chaos, misrule. That's all I want. That's really all I want. I feel like Christmas has just been so stale and it's gotten so played out that I feel it needs a little shaken up, a little bit of chaos. We've seen a little bit of chaos, shake up the holiday season, and honestly, like what would make, you were saying before, like people just don't give a fuck. It feels like generally people don't give a fuck. We got to make people give a fuck, and we got to come up with a real good idea to make people give a fuck. And I feel like if we bring back some of these hedonistic festivities and just call them what they are, pagan traditions that are we've folded them into the vernacular of Christianity, but they're pagan traditions and they're hedonistic. I don't know. We're missing something here. This Christmas sounds lit as hell. Our Christmas is now, they're trying to sell me a Lexus. I don't want to buy a Lexus. I don't want your stupid fucking Lexus.
Anybody really buy the Lexus on Christmas? Like,
yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Thinking that their wife is going to love it, but then their wife is like, I really wish you would have got me earrings.
Yeah, but then where's the giant bow? Like you don't have the giant bow sitting on top of the car.
That actually costs $300 extra. It's built into the price of the new car though, so you have to buy it, and it's just a $300 bow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Yeah, dude. I'm fully on board with the Lord of Misrule.
Yeah, I think if we learn nothing else, which we definitely did not, it's that the Lord of Misrule is sick as fuck, and his album looks like it's going to be amazing, dude. His fucking album art is sick.
All right, Lord of Misrule, if you're out there, if you're looking for a record label, Modern Grievance,
please,
check it out.
We'd love to do your release, buddy. All right, we're gonna play it out. Clint, why don't you give us a little summation on the clip you sent me over here that we're gonna ride out to?
Well, I started putting together a Christmas playlist, and this was a really sick band from Marietta, Georgia. They used to see a lot. They're just like a terrible ska band. They actually got kicked off of Warped Tour because they were just so fucking ridiculous.
Oh wow!
And this is a Christmas song, and I just thought it'd be fun to play.
Well. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week, and Merry fucking Christmas, you fucks. I love this. This is fucking great. All right. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.